Is your grief feeling unbearable? Does it feel like you almost can't manage the grief? It's so painful. What if there was another way? What if there was another way to move this pain in your heart, this pain we call grief? Grief equals pain. And this pain is in our heart. What if there was another way? What if we understood another way? We all understand, because we hear this all the time, that grief comes in waves. So you have a little bit of a wave, you'll have a big wave, you'll have a short little wave, you'll have a long wave. We understand that the grief comes like this. We also understand that sometimes there's a break in here. We get a break in between the grief sometimes, and it surprises us. Here's the deal about grief. Here's the amount of stress that society is willing to accept from us. This is the part that they consider to be normal in grief. Anything outside of that, they don't have the space for us. They don't know what to tell us. They only want us to stay right in here. Once we go outside of that normal flow of a wave, it doesn't seem like there's much help for us. And that's where the brain starts telling you to ignore the grief, to pretend that the grief is not there. And by all means, whatever you do, do not share the grief, because they are going to tell you to move on and get over it. What if there was an easier way? What if the easier way wasn't just to avoid it, but to welcome it, to look at it, to examine it, to take a look at the grief, look at the color, look at the lines, look at how it feels. How does it feel in my hand? How does it feel if I offer it to someone else? What if there was another way to deal with this grief? What if we've made a mistake all of our lives, but there's actually a way to process this thing that we call pain out of our heart? What if we knew how to get it out? What if that was a possibility? The easiest way of removing the pain is learning how to process it. Learning how to process it all the way through. Learning how to talk about it. How to be open and share about it. How to be able to listen to others that are also sharing about it. How to be able to go in here and talk about your person in a way that absolutely moves the grief. Moves the grief energy. What is grief energy? It's emotions. It's moving the emotions, talking about the emotions, looking at the emotions. What if there was another way? What if one of those other ways was through a support group called the Grief Study Hall that I offer at the Grief School? What if that was the right place to start? What if it's just looking at these videos, looking at the videos? What if it was just getting more involved in the videos and following the videos and joining the Facebook group? What if you followed me on TikTok? What if you just listened to what I had to say for a couple of weeks? Would that change? Would that change your grief? Because here's one of the things that happens, my friends. If the grief is feeling unbearable to you, I have a strong suspicion that you are stuck right here. You can't move it. You don't know how to move it. And you don't know what to do. And becoming stuck means I don't have friends to share it with. The waves are coming faster. They're coming bigger. And they're absolutely coming right through the center of my heart. There's a way out of this. Staying stuck is only an option. Grievers have choices, and staying in this is a choice.